The best amplifiers you can buy in 2024, Sony, YAMAHA, and more. The best amplifiers allow for a better quality sound experience when watching movies or listening to music. If you constantly find yourself maxing out the sound volume when watching movies or listening to music, an amplifier is what you need to give you the surround sound experience you yearn for. Amplifiers take an input signal from a source, such as a laptop or TV, and magnify that audio signal's power, resulting in a louder and higher quality sound. While you could play your music through a portable Bluetooth speaker to increase sound, once you have a dedicated home setup with both speakers and an amplifier, you'll never go back. Believe me, I tried. Our top amplifier pick is the Sony TRN1000, due to its Dolby Atmos integration and spatial sound mapping. If you are looking for something less expensive, we also included options from YAMAHA, Cambridge Audio, and more to upgrade your sound system. 1. Sony TRN1000, 7.2 ch surround sound, home theater AV receiver. This Sony amplifier is praised for its space-filling sounds, thanks to Dolby Atmos integration and spatial sound mapping. It can pair with a 4K or even 8K TV because of its 120 Hz HDMI connectivity. Watching movies will feel like you're in a movie theater, and listening to music will feel like you're at a concert. This amplifier is also compatible with Sonos, Chromecast, Apple AirPlay, and Spotify Connect, making it an amplifier anyone can use. It is easy to set up and has a minimal design, making it ideal for any space. Long story short, the Sony TRN1000 is an exciting listen, with smooth sonic steerage of objects and real sense of drama. It sounds bigger than its power specification implies, and handles blockbusters with authority. But take care with the setup. There are a number of listening modes, which can dramatically affect its performance, and it's not immediately apparent what they all do. After exploring the menus for a couple of hours, I came to the conclusion that this isn't an amp for those who would rather keep their home theater hands clean. I ran the Sony in a 5.1.2 Dolby Atmos configuration. There are only 7 channels of amplification on board, so the only other option was a 7.1 layout. The amp/AVR is compatible with both Dolby Atmos and DTS-X codecs and is IMAX Enhanced certified, but the novel attraction is 360 spatial sound mapping as well as native 360 reality audio support. The latter is an alternate object-based audio standard for music, which hasn't gained a lot of traction. That's a shame because it sounds absolutely fantastic. The big win here is spatial mapping technology. This effectively provides virtual speakers to fill in the gaps and applies psychoacoustic processing to subjectively move actual speakers into more immersive virtual positions. You can also apply various filters, which affect the tonality of the amp's performance. 2. Cambridge Audio AXA25, 25-watt 2-channel integrated stereo amplifier. I'm always on the lookout for great sounding budget gear for beginners, and I've had my eye on the new integrated amplifiers from Cambridge, specifically the AXA25 and AXA35. I finally got my hands on the AXA25 and was impressed by the big sound for the low price. The AXA25 does not come with a built-in phono preamp, meaning you will either need to purchase a standalone phono preamp or use the one in your turntable if provided. The unit does not have built-in Bluetooth, but again, it provides a convenient USB port on the rear of the unit to power a streaming DAC. The AXA25 does not come with a remote control, so you will get some steps in getting up to adjust the volume as needed. Finally, if you stop playing music and leave the unit powered on, the unit will go into standby mode after a certain period of time. This isn't a bad thing except for the power light is very close to the same color when powered on as when idle, and it's really hard to know what mode it is in. Just note, when you press play on your source, if you haven't played something in a while, the unit might have gone into standby mode, and you'll need to press the power button to start listening again. 3. Denon PMA600 NE, stereo integrated amplifier. Sound-wise, we have to attest the new Denon generation's slight progress, whereby one must not forget that already the 520s were absolutely fantastic for the money. However, yet a bit more temperament and power without losing a hint of precision seems to have been added, plus even a bit more detail, resolution, and flow. One reason for this slightly changed character is a personnel shift at Denon, as Takeuchi-san is now responsible for the musical tuning of the components, who places particular emphasis on liveliness and spaciousness. Of course, this is not a break with tradition, let alone a paradigm shift in terms of sound tuning, as he has already worked on earlier models. This guarantees the perfect combination of the tried and tested with the new, and manifests itself merely through slight nuances in a long-proven sound tuning, particularly with a slightly more physical and powerful and possibly a trace darker timbre while retaining high transparency. Well done! Of course, the 800 series from the same manufacturer is yet a bit better, so it is worth considering maybe saving 100 or 200 euros more. Nevertheless, this is powerful competition from within the company with an outstanding value for money and probably many years of musical fun for the buyer in both cases. There is also the 800 network player and the matching DP400 Denon turntable, which could also be used to complement the 600 system immediately or later. Due to the system's temperament, the future Denon owner should make sure to combine it with rather neutral to slightly warm-sounding speakers. Then there's absolutely nothing in the way of fatigue-free musical enjoyment for hours on end. This is it, the perfect beginner's system you can easily recommend to your best friend for maximum fun at a tight budget. It sounds good and offers everything you need at this level, and you won't regret anything. Thanks to its built-in DAC, Bluetooth, turntable and subwoofer connections, it is also perfectly equipped for the future. 4. YAMAHA RX-V6A, 7.2-channel AV receiver with MusicCast. This YAMAHA amplifier easily works with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, and Siri via Apple AirPlay too, so you can use voice commands to play music. Plus, Yamaha's MusicCast app allows you to play around with the amplifier's tone, volume, and sound settings for further customization and individual acoustics, depending on what you're watching/listening to. As far as the sound goes, it produces a clear tone, balanced sound, and even has Dolby Atmos surround sound. And while you can customize your sound settings, the amplifier has various built-in EQ options, including minimalistic frequency-based EQ. I compared the YAMAHA RX-V6A against a competitive receiver, the Denon AVRS 960, and found myself returning to listen to the Yamaha more often. While the Denon is relaxed sounding, the Yamaha offers more home theater thrills and pep when listening to your favorite tunes. Simply put, the Yamaha sounds more fun. If you're trying to decide between the Yamaha and the Denon, both sound quality and features come into play. The Yamaha offers an extra HDMI port than the Denon and Onkyo and more 8K compliant 2.1 ports too. The RX-V6A also looks better and sounds more entertaining than both. The receiver doesn't get everything right. That LCD display is a misstep, and I still prefer the Onkyo TX-N6100 streaming capabilities and better display. Yet, if you're looking for one of the best sounding receivers released in the past 12 months, and one which has the most up-to-date 8K specification, the Yamaha is the future-looking model to buy. 5. Onkyo N9110 Home Audio Integrated Stereo Amplifier. Looking for something to really turn up the bass? This Onkyo amplifier has phase-matching bass boost to eliminate phase shift between low and mid-range frequencies, meaning enhanced bass in your music and movies without compromising any vocals. It is especially noticeable if you have a subwoofer. This amplifier also has something called optimum gain volume circuitry, in which the signal never approaches the noise floor, meaning you can get super clear sound even at lower volumes. All this means you'll get a deep bass sound with warm tuning and lively dynamics. The bass and treble controls are finely calibrated, so you can find that perfect sound for whatever you're listening to. Start listening and it doesn't take long to realize that the engineers have managed to deliver something special. The amplifier has been tuned in the UK, and that decision has paid off handsomely. The changes involve the use of improved components in key areas, and fine-tuning the power supply and audio circuits with the aim of producing a musically rewarding sound. It's worth pressing the Source Direct button before you start any serious listening. This bypasses the tone controls and helps the amplifier sound that bit cleaner and crisper in the way it renders fine detail. We start off with Mountain Sound by Monsters and Men and are swept away by the Amplifier's energetic presentation. It sounds cohesive and well-balanced, delivering a sense of drive and attack well beyond what we would expect. There's composure too. The amp keeps the multitude of instrumental strands in check even when the music becomes demanding. Add the Onkyo's superb timing and strong dynamic expression and you have an amplifier that makes listening to music fun. That's a rare quality at any price.